Welcome back to the First and Zen Fantasy Podcast Championship Round Edition. In a week full of surprises,
Surprise, motherfucker.
we still come to the same conclusion.
There can be only one.
So let's get it started. Phone lines are burning up. That can only mean one thing. What's going on, Mark? How you feeling?
I am feeling great. I'm feeling, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for the Super Bowl, but, I'm feeling pretty good going into it.
You should, man. No one thought that would have happened. Big upset. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I needed all of my running backs to step up, and I needed Drew Brees to step up, and, everything kind of went really well for me and really poorly for Shirley. So that was what had to happen. So it all kind of worked out.
Yeah, I think that was one of your keys to the week last week. You said she had to have like a pretty down week, and she did. You won her 185 to 119, and like you said, Breeze showed up, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You made all the right moves. I was impressed.
Yeah, I was nervous about him going in, but it's Drew Brees, so you got to play him even if he has 2 bad weeks.
Yeah, and everybody's connected to him. The Collectives got one of his receivers, 51%.
Yeah, he got Brandon Cooks. I'm a little worried about that. He's going to be point vulturing me.
Oh.
We'll see.
Oh, look at his advanced terminologies you got. First year, man. Unbelievable.
I learned that from Russ.
Oh.
He was giving me the fantasy pointers.
Oh. See, so he's gonna definitely take credit for this championship glory, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so great game against Shirley last week. So you're moving on against the Collective, Gabe, old school rematch. So far, it looks they're projecting you to win by about 5-6 points.
Yeah, it's basically a bet heat at this point.
Yeah, but right now you are the favorite. So what you have your injuries. I see. I think Julio Jones might be playing on Sunday, which would be. I don't know. What do you think about that?
So Julio, they're talking about him coming back. He practiced this week. I don't know what he's gonna do tomorrow. I think there's gonna be practice tomorrow. So hopefully he'll be ready for Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Everything's on Saturday this week.
Oh, I forgot Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So if he comes back, that'll be a big boon for my offense. If he doesn't, I'm kind of still relying on my other wide receivers to hold it together. So, I also saw that people are talking about AJ coming back, but at this point, I don't know why anybody would play him. The Bengals are already in the playoffs, and so what are they going to do? Risk him getting injured? I don't see it happening.
Good point. Yeah, your previous matchup with Gabe, week 7, or the first matchup, you blew him out 171 to 127. And in week 14, you guys had a low scoring out for you. You had 117 at 85 with Gabe being the winner there. So.
Yeah, that was. I think that was my worst week, but. Luckily, you lost, so I was able to get into the playoffs that way.
Oh, don't remind me. Yeah, so I don't know if you had your eye on any of the other games. I mean, you had bigger fish to fry, but Toilet Bowl, Wooden Indian defeating Foxy Mama. How about that?
My prediction came true. My prediction came true. So I got there's a feather in my cap, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you're aware, but Foxy Mama, by getting the trophy bowl, what do you call that? Toilet Bowl trophy, she's also got to do an ice bucket challenge, a few other punishments in order to stay in the league. That's pretty painful.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah,
I'm glad. Yeah, I was worried going in as a rookie that I would just be terrible, but I guess I had a good draft, and I made some decent decisions throughout the year. So.
Oh, I'm excited. After the championship week, I'm going to do a little draft breakdown. I'm really excited to see how your draft played out because, at first, everybody thinks they have the best draft, but now looking at it, yours was pretty solid.
I mean, if I want to be like totally honest, I think Shirley had the best strategy. Now, in hindsight, I think she made the fewest moves of any owner. So that means what she drafted well, I guess. But it ended up, she went 12-2 and then lost first round of the playoffs. We call that pulling a collective.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, like people like me, I was picking different defenses every week, but she had the Chiefs every week, and that would have helped me out with a lot less stress. So, props to her.
Sometimes you end up with winners. I've been kind of in the same boat. I've been streaming defenses every week, pretty much. In fact, this afternoon, I just picked up the Giants, so I'm hoping they do good tonight.
Oh, well, you picked them up today for a Thursday night game? Yeah, I like that.
I mean, that's my, earlier in the season, I was kind of like, I'll set my lineup and then I'm not going to think about it too much. But now we're in the playoffs and I'm like, micromanaging every aspect of it. So we'll see in a couple hours whether that was a boneheaded move or not.
Hey, Giants defense, they got them at like 10-2, so they're playing.
They've been having a couple of really awesome weeks the past couple weeks, so I'm hoping that rookie quarterback and I'm hoping they do good.
Yeah, they're averaging about 20 points a game the past 4 games, so it's looking good for you. And the collective right now has Patriots playing the Jets, so it might be a little even matchup there, but
Patriots have looked good. Patriots have been looking good the past couple weeks, so I think it's going to be a tough game to both of us, just overall.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it, man. Well, anyway, win, lose, or draw, which there's no draws. Can we get you in the podcast next week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love coming on. Talking about fantasy. I'm hoping for a win this week. Everybody loves a good, Cinderella story sports narrative. So that's what I got going for me. The collective, he's been in the league a bunch of years, so it's like he's paid his dues. But I think it's a better sports narrative to have the rookie come in and beat everybody.
I love my stories.
Yeah, right.
Awesome. Well, good talk, Mark. Good luck this weekend and tonight, and we'll be speaking soon.
All right, thanks for having me on.
All right, let's give Lewis a call. See how he's doing after this tough week's loss.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
Sorry about that, guys. We'll just try another number later. Let's get another caller in here. Looks like the collective has something to say.
How you doing, Kamish?
Doing good. Glad to have you after a nice big surprise Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. My schedule's been very busy. A lot of appearances. A lot of people want a piece of me now.
Oh, wow.
But, I've always got time for the Kamish.
Nice.
Always.
So I assume you already printed up your championship shirts and hats, ready to sell them to the league?
I mean, I'm ready to sell them to the league or send them to the Philippines. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but
hey,
yeah,
everybody's a winner. All right, let's quickly go over your game last week. Against 51% rematch last year's Western Championship.
Yeah.
So you had a big day. Brandon Cooks, 42 points, 2 touchdowns. You were you did a lot of good moves. You ended up winning the game 140-101.
Yeah, absolutely. It was it was a little nip and tuck to begin with. I don't think either of us were really blowing anyone out of the water. It was just at the very end, my defense, that Patriots defense.
Nice pickup.
They hit up a lot higher than I thought they would. A lot higher than they've been averaging, more or less. And then, of course, Brandon Cooks was the hero of the day.
Yeah, he scored.
No question about it.
So many points, helped make up for some other performances, but overall, that was a good win, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, Lewis, we both had an off week, I would say. I mean, a lot of his players were hitting in the single digits. His defense laid an egg. So, I took a few chances with my lineup, having some fun, seeing what I could do.
Oh, having some
And, well,
fun. That's
having a little fun, man. You got to have fun in life.
Love it. So, what kind of fun are you expecting to have against Mark this week? It's predicted to be a pretty close game with him edging it out by 5 or 6 points.
Yeah. I don't know. Mark's got a strong team. I think we all know that. And I guess he's already got somebody playing tonight. He's got or something's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, Thursday night ball.
Yeah, why not? He's got. It looks like the Giants are playing right now. It's a live update. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not done with my lineup. I don't think Mark is either. We still got a couple of days to go before, the majority of our team starts playing.
Yeah, a few little tinkers here and there. You have interesting, same quarterback conundrum. Cam, Dak, who do you play? It's kind of close to call here.
Yeah, they're both, Dak is doing a little better than Cam. Cam's been inconsistent all season. He's been actually a big disappointment, frankly. But I don't know. Quarterback is the biggest question mark I got. There's a few other places where I'm going to maybe experiment with something. I know it's a championship, but sometimes you got to make bold moves. I might have to make one. But I'm concerned, Mark, I'm going to have to quote Mark from last week where he was worried about Le'Veon Bell. I'm hoping that Frank Gore and Devontae Freeman, I hope they come back down to earth because last week they exploded.
Yeah, maybe.
And this week, he's got Atlanta. I think Atlanta and New Orleans are playing it. Or no. Atlanta and New Orleans are playing. Those are two high-scoring teams. We'll see what happens,
Oh, yeah, those teams are high-scoring. He's got Breeze, so it'll kind of feed you some points. But that's a risky matchup, I see.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Breeze is throwing it to Cooks, I don't care because Cooks will edge him out. But then again, Breeze might throw 3 or 4 interceptions.
Oh, yeah, that's what we hope for, Throw all the touchdowns to your boy. And
yeah, why not?
Yeah, so something else I want to talk about. If you pay attention to the toilet bowl at all, worst teams of the year.
Yeah, worst of the worst. It's okay, it happens,
Yeah, Wood Indian. I think he ended the year kind of hot, even though he ended up in that toilet bowl. But he beat Foxy Mama.
Yeah, well, you gotta look for some kind of shining light amidst all this pain that he suffered throughout the year. But he came through and he edged her out, Russell, what it is a lot of his players finally at the end, they started to show who they were, and I think Houston putting in the new quarterback really revitalized that team,
Oh, that's true.
I saw that even on yours. I don't think you played Hopkins, but Hopkins came alive.
Yeah, he had about 7 catches, ton of yards. It was good.
And that opened up the running game for his guy Miller, to pick up some yards. Russell Wilson is finally playing the way he's supposed to play. I mean, he was playing LA, but that's the game where you make it happen. It's just a shame that all of this happens last game of the season. At least he doesn't have to take the Ice Bucket Challenge.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I think is that going to be a live cast? You're going to get some video of that?
Oh, there has to be proof. Proof or it didn't happen.
That's right. Pictures are nothing.
Yeah, I love it. Well, great talking to you as usual. But before I let you go, anything to plug?
Yeah, definitely. I've got this, my dear old friend from high school. You may know him as a bust-ass loser, which also happens to be the name of his team currently. Russ Mishniak has this great Twitter page that he's got now. It's First 100-Day Rumors.
Oh, nice.
I think it's great. Yeah, it's very funny. You should check it out.
First 100-Day Rumors on Twitter.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put a little extra plug at the end for him.
Yeah, why not? He needs all the help he can get. I mean, he is one of the most skilled fantasy football players in the league by his own admission.
Oh.
But I like to just a little handout here and there.
Oh, nice. Helping him out.
Yeah, why not?
All right, well, good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, we'll talk to you then.
Always good talking to the collective. Let's see if we can get Lewis on the line. Oh, 51%. Finally got you on the line. How's it going? You okay?
I'm okay. I've had better days.
Yeah, we all have. I mean, I can't even get to that level of the playoffs, so I have no idea what that feeling's like.
Yeah, I would say you understand because you don't, but.
Oh, ruthless. Yeah, I mean, you've been in the championships every year. It's your first year not in it. What any words of advice to Mark and Gabe?
Just want to give Gabe congratulations for beating the reigning champ, and Mark, Rookie of the Year. It's going to be a clash of the Titans.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, big surprise. I mean, I think the whole world had, you and Shirley meeting up in the championship, so.
Oh, yeah, nobody expected the collective to win.
Yeah, that win. Let's talk about that win, all right? So, it was a pretty odd week, I think, in fantasy, but, Jordy got you 24 points. Thomas, I think, waiver pickup a few weeks ago, he did well. What happened?
My Viking defense gave me 0.
Can't win with that.
DeMarco Murray had an off day, so did Carlos Hyde. And, Big Ben had a disappointing season towards the end of the season.
He started off pretty hot.
Yeah, he did. He was one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy football, but that's fantasy. So you win some, you lose some.
Oh yeah. Well, let's not dwell too much on that matchup. Let's just go straight into the championship matchup between Mark and Gabe. It's gonna be a close one. Could go either way. Sounds like you're expecting the collective to win.
Yeah, but I'm actually considering the collective as David.
Oh, as in
David and Goliath.
Oh, nice.
Because Mark's team looks pretty impressive right now. I mean, he beat Fear the Walking Female, who was a favorite to win it all.
Definitely.
And now, if he could get AJ Green back and see where Julio is, he's in a pretty good spot to win it this year. Although the collective beating the reigning champ, I might have taken everything out of him. So
wow.
It's going to be interesting.
Interesting analysis. I love it. Yeah, well, it's both his injured wide receivers, AJ and Julio, they might actually play this weekend. So those are risky moves. Playing a guy coming off an injury, how would you handle that situation?
I would play them. You got to go with your workhorses.
Oh, okay. Sound like Dusty Baker out here. I like it.
And Dusty, we trust you.
All right, looking. That's the only meaningful game this week. Last week, I found out
How
who
about that toilet bowl?
the world's in shock. What
Yeah.
an Indian! He wanted it his whole life, and he's just playing with us.
Yeah, what an Indian! Somehow always pulls out the toilet bowl. He's been in the toilet bowl the last couple of years and has beat his opponent in both years. Although this one was a shocker. Although I picked What an Indian to win, I thought Foxy Mama had the experience and the knowledge to beat him. It's just I guess What an Indian's sly decision on keeping Russell Wilson in, as opposed to starting Aaron Rodgers, paid off for him.
I remember we talked about this last week, and we both thought Aaron Rodgers was a lock, and apparently Win Indian didn't, and that might have been the difference, because he won by 10, and Russell Wilson gave him 15 more points, so.
Yeah, well, seems like Win Indian had a few wooden nickels up his sleeve.
Oh, doesn't he always?
Yes, he does.
Wow, so, I mean, people are talking about this toilet bowl punishment. I mean, everybody knows the Ice Bucket Challenge. People want to see it. People want to hear it. People want to feel her pain. When is this going to happen? What's the protocol?
Well, it looks like we're going to do it more over the summer where it's warmer, so she doesn't get hypothermia.
Oh, that's important to know. Okay,
Because we do want her to be healthy for next season.
that's good. That's
Yeah.
why the co-commish needs to, tell us how this game is run.
Yeah, it's although you, Commissioner, have done a great job this year, put in the hard work. Although you had a good season, it was tough that you were excluded from the playoffs yet again.
The playoffs, how they elude me.
One day.
Definitely. Well, it's great talking to you as always. Hopefully see you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks for checking in, Commish.
All right, take care. Before we continue, I want to thank all you listeners out there for making last week's podcast the highest rated First and Zen podcast ever. Couldn't have done it without Captain Russ's bold predictions and
Lock of the week.
so let's take a moment to revisit those picks.
I feel like he beats Gabe. I feel like the collective goes down. Mark's my boy. I love me some Mark, but I feel like he can get blown out this week. This is gonna be some mop up duty for sure. I think Mark puts up a lot of points. I think he puts up a ton of points this week, but she still blows him out.
And without further ado, Captain Russ. There we go. How's it going, Captain Russ?
What's up?
Wow, the people have chosen you as their leader of Fantasy Podcast.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I think to be truly a fantasy expert, you have to get a lot of predictions wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because that's fantasy football. You know, the fact that Mark and Gabe were in the championship, two of the people that probably know football the least.
Oh.
I mean, that shows you that I'm on the cutting edge of fantasy football by making incorrect predictions.
Oh, cutting edge. Oh, beautiful. Wow, so you're letting them have it right now. I mean, this is the truth.
Well, I'm at the cutting edge of fantasy with these kind of predictions. You know what I mean?
I love it. I think
really, you know, you could take my predictions and make bets on them in Vegas, but the smart gambler knows to take my predictions and take them to Vegas and bet the opposites.
Oh, see, that's a smart gambler. You know, they know to go
know what I
against
mean?
your odds. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Well, great. You know, you've become a staple of this podcast. We're gonna have you. It's gonna be a segment we're gonna do.
I love it. I love the podcast, man. Long time listener now.
Great. So, let's talk about his championship. Mark versus Gabe. Just tell me what you think.
Well, you know, this is a real tough call because it's, you know, again, like I said, it's two guys I know well. I've known since, you know, for over almost 20 years at this point.
Wow. So you've been doing the scouting report for a while on these guys.
Almost 20 years, and here's the one thing about Mark and Gabe in this championship game. And you know, I know Lewis, and I know you, and I've known everybody in this league. I've met everybody. You know what I mean? But Mark and Gabe, I feel like I've known them for so long. And one thing that I truly can, you know for sure is that they never really played football.
Oh, wow.
you know what I mean? But that aside, they're in the championship game of fantasy. I'm looking at the thing. I've got to go Mark on this one.
Oh, Mark. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think he's the favorite, but it's. Like you said, Vegas needs to hear your odds. The gamblers need to hear your odds.
I'm very impressed with Mark. I mean, he had the rookie year that I wanted last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, last year you did start off with like the highest score ever, and Mark, I think he beat you with that record this year. So
I think he did beat me with that record. I think Mark. Well, Mark's been a scoring beast all year. You know, even on down weeks. I mean, if you look back, like, at his losses are like he's still putting up fucking 100 points.
Yeah, and
over 100 points.
Through the injuries, using the waiver, I think he's been impressive all around.
You know what the thing is like, I think, you know what, I will say Mark, he
he probably could have played that waiver wire a little more because I feel like he played it there at the end, and that kind of got him into the playoffs. Like he kind of realized, like I need to get to the waiver wire, I need to make some moves here, make things happen, and then he did, and now he's in the championship game. So you got to give that to him for sure.
That's tough. I mean, I've been playing fantasy for over, maybe 10 years, and
Easily.
it's tough. The first
easily.
year, it's intimidating. You don't know how much of the wire you really need. You don't really understand what you're doing, or at least I did. And to see Mark,
in this time, Pat,
yeah,
in this time period. I mean, 2016, you're talking. There's a lot going on for you know what I mean. Like I think that you know what I mean. Like I don't know when we both played it for a while. You got to think back then. It didn't. It wasn't this much analysis constantly.
Oh yeah, breaking it down. You have your phone for info. Before, back in the day, I remember going to drafts with with pen and paper, printing out stuff at the library.
Yeah, exactly. And you're asking people. I mean, I believe Mark did the whole draft via phone.
Mark.
I think Mark did his draft live via phone. So,
no,
Mark, cutting edge of the technology.
Unless this is Westworld, Mark was there.
Mark was there. You know what I mean? Mark. The thing is like I remember talking. Mark probably. I feel like he probably. At the end, the waiver wire probably got on the computer. Then started getting a little more computer savvy with it. You know what I mean? It's as opposed to just the phone.
Yeah, well, big props to Mark. I remember him calling out all the rules in the beginning of the year at the draft, so I like him in the league.
To Mark. And the thing is like, Gabe, I think that, Gabe had a hell of a year. I think that this championship appearance, it's like the NFL, sometimes in the NFL that happens where, like, the best team didn't make it, but, like, they had a great team the year before or the year after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the Patriots, for example. Like they went 16-0. They didn't win the championship. But then they won the year after, the year before, with a less record. And that's why I feel like Gabe has the chance to be that kind of team. Like he should have won last year with his team and his dominance, but didn't. It's like, can he do it this year?
Wow, that's beautiful, man. That's like a poem.
I don't know. What do you? I mean, it's a tough call for that, and it's really. I mean, that's.
There's a lot of tough calls in this matchup. I've talked to other people about the Julio Jones, AJ Green problem with Mark's team. Some people say if they play, they might. You got to play them because you're going to score a lot of points. But what if they're not really healthy? They're like a decoy. That's a big risk.
Well, exactly. Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, see, that's where Mark's going to have to be concerned. I don't know. To me, I think Julio comes back. I think Julio plays.
Hometown.
AJ Green. Julio Jones is like he's got an important game. They're playing Carolina. It's a conference game. It's a Tampa Bay still winning. I mean, you got to win that game. I think Julio comes back, plays. I think AJ Green comes back, decoy.
Nice. See?
That's my prediction.
Good. We're gonna hold you to that prediction, like we always do here on the podcast. All right.
You know what I'm saying? God bless America first. I hope you do.
Yeah.
The thing is, I look at. I mean, it's tough with Mark's team because last week I think he won, but I also think Shirley had a down week, but Mark also had just beast weeks from everybody.
Yeah, he would have beat anybody last week. He was,
you know what I mean,
on top of his
and
game.
I think you gotta look at his. He got Delaney Walker or Kyle Rudolph at tight end.
Yeah,
and it's
he's
like,
stacked.
Is Mark Ingram playing? What's Mark Ingram doing? Is Terrence West playing? I mean, Terrence West had a good game last week. I mean, he's got a lot of decent guys on the bench where it's like they can blow up, similar to the guys that he had last week blow up, but this week.
It has that potential, but I personally feel it's very difficult 2 weeks in a row. But you know what? We've been surprised a lot this year, and hey, keep it coming.
Well, that's the thing is, Gabe suffers a little bit from that decision. He's got, he's got too many decisions.
Yeah, he's got a lot of people. Whereas Mark's kind of tinker. He has a tinker, whereas Gabe may need more moves.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like I remember the last time I saw it, he was playing that Ladarius Green as his flex.
Yeah, double tight end.
The tight end.
he's playing tight ends as flex. He's got like 6 quarterbacks on the roster, and Jimmy Garoppolo's one of them. I mean, like, Gabe has a kind of a crazy roster, but he wins with it. I mean, it keeps winning.
Hey.
And I would like to point out that, Mark, I traded Stephon Diggs to him. That he didn't really get much back. You know what I mean? I traded with you. I got Derek Carr. Didn't really help me. Didn't really help you. You ended up in consolation. Gabe is in a championship game with LeGarrette Blount and Jarvis Landry, 2 dudes I traded him.
Wow.
In a bad trade. Week 1, week 2 of the season.
Wow, so what you're telling me is...
Those are 2 beast parts of his team that have been consistent all season.
Wow, it's like you're winning these games for him.
I'm not winning the games for him. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what his running back situation would be without LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, with the waivers and you kind of need to.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's just. Well, and the thing is, Jarvis Landry. I mean, Turner Brown has been his workhorse. I mean, I get that. Brandon Cooks has been good, but Landry's always been there. In the mix. Like he hasn't really had to worry about other shit.
Yeah, he might have to play him this week. We'll see.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a good weekend to watch it. Saturday games, Monday games. It's a very odd weekend, but...
Oh, it's games all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the place. I mean, the thing is, let me ask you, so what were your thoughts of the toilet bowl? Is there any update on the toilet bowl? I'm down here in Atlanta. I'm wondering what's happening to the toilet bowl. What the reports are.
the reports out here say, Foxy Mama... Wow, what a loss there to One Indian, that guy. He turns it on at like the second half of the season. All these, funny moves, and it worked out for him.
You know what the thing is, Pat? I wish I had one of those little buttons I could press to play audio clips from last week's of you talking, right?
Well, I think those were destroyed or confiscated by commissioner.
Maybe we can recover those. But I feel like Foxy Mama needs to listen to this radio show, right? Because you said the key to the game that on the show last week. On the show, Pat. We're talking. I'm talking too much. I'm bullshitting, right? And you cut right to the point. You're like, let's compare wide receivers. What about Golden Tate? And I'm like, yeah, Golden Tate, they're all good. They'll even out. Rose, she does not play Golden Tate. Golden Tate sits on the bench. Golden Tate scores 25 points. If Golden Tate is played, the toilet bowl has a different champion.
Wow, it's those kind of moves. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to pull up that tape, and if it exists, then it's.
I'm just saying, Golden Tate was the key to winning that toilet bowl, and that's how it went down.
See, that's true. That would have been a huge difference. I know he scored a ton.
Putting in Adam Thielen from the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's a crazy move to put him in, thinking he's gonna do well. Taking out Golden Tate, that's a tough. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, Golden Tate, he's been having a great second half of the year. Thielen, I think he was projected to be kind of interesting, but he never really did much this year.
Well, all I know is, like, if she plays even Rashard Matthews over Adam Thielen, she still wins.
Yeah, that was oof. When you talk about like that, I would hate to be in a position because what's coming her way is a nice cold ice bucket.
Nice cold ice bucket for the toilet bowl. I mean, I love that's the thing is she plays Carson Palmer, who we talked about. I made a lot of bad free agent predictions last week, but I will say Carson Palmer came through. I predicted Carson Palmer and Drew Brees both getting the three touchdowns.
Yeah, you know what? I did rip on you a little bit, but there's a reason why you're stable on this program because you had some good picks. You had some good ideas.
I mean, every once in a while I throw one out there.
Hey, I love it. See? We got to just catch them, Well, on that note, I love catching up with you, and we're going to have to wrap up this championship game next week on another podcast.
Hey, I love it. congratulations to our Gabe and Mark getting into the championship game. Pat for putting on the season. Everybody for playing. Downtown Atlanta, it's been fun to see it. So, good luck, and let's see who wins the championship.
Beautiful. There you go, guys. One more week left. Good luck to Mark and Gabe in the championships. And everybody else, Merry Christmas.